Hey, what's up guys, TechTime here, and this is your preview of the 2026 Moto G. So Motorola has officially announced it, so the Moto G is coming out in the near future. But basically, from what we've seen from Motorola, the changes are so minimal that it begs the question, is it even worth getting this device now? From a material perspective, it basically uses the same vegan leather material with different colors, so they use the Pantone curated colors. Which is, to be honest with you, for an entry-level device, it's a material that I'm not really too mad at. Now, as far as sort of nature protection, this phone still keeps the IP52 spill resistance, but doesn't really have any water or dust resistance rating. So keep that in mind if you're interested in buying this phone. So it's a water repellent, not water resistance. Now, where the disappointment starts is that while they're using Corning Gorilla Glass 3 to help protect against scratches, the display is basically the same from a resolution perspective. It's yet again a disappointing 720p display. I genuinely thought that 2026 was the year that we're going to be getting rid of the 720ps on the entry-level Moto G, but they are loving this display for whatever reason. So you still have 120 Hz high refresh rate, which I don't get. Just give us 90 Hz, 1080p, get it over with. Now, the advantage is that this phone does get 1000 nits of high peak brightness under bright conditions. So if it really needs to get bright, it will get bright. And they did make an improvement in the speaker department. So now you get a high-res audio, so it's a more so dual stereo audio speakers, and they have been upgraded. So that's something that I definitely give a thumbs up to Motorola for doing. Now, next up is the camera conversation. So the camera hasn't really changed much, a similar resolution to the previous generation, and from the same processor, it will give us similar image quality. So from a camera perspective, you still get the same 50 megapixel main sensor, which is, again, basically the same as the previous generation. It still does lack a 4K video recording, so it maxes out a full HD at 30 frames per second, so that's also something to note. And overall, from a camera perspective, it should most definitely be very similar to the current 2025 Moto G. Now, next up, you will get support for Android 16 on this device, so I guess that's a thumbs up. Also, in addition to that, it does have the MediaTek Dimensity 6300 processor and only 4 GB of RAM, which does support RAM boost thanks to that 128 GB of storage. Another area that they improved upon is the battery life, so you get a slightly larger battery at 5200 versus the 5000 that the current generation has. So I guess that's something that you can just give props to Motorola. Overall, though, the changes seem to be so minimal that it makes it harder for me to recommend the 2026 model over the 2025 model. Pricing is to be determined. They're saying $199, but I feel like it's going to be a slightly more expensive, so we'll see. Now, with that being said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you all so much for watching.